G'day, I'm Charlie Pryde.
And I'm Jennifer Pryde. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Pride of the Villages.
So this video is on our first cruise with Virgin Voyages, and as the intro song says, we will tell you more. We're also going to answer the question, were we too old for a Virgin Voyage? So here we go. Now we are sure everyone is familiar with the Virgin brand. First started in the early 1970s, selling records and having a record label. Entrepreneur Sir Richard Branson is now a multi-billionaire, explorer, and philanthropist. In the 2000s, the Virgin name became synonymous with trains, planes, and spacecraft. Virgin has now made headway into the cruise industry with its Virgin Voyages brand. The cruise ship Scarlet Lady debuted on the world stage in February 2020, but because of the pandemic, it was not until August of 2021 that it set out its inaugural voyage. It is now based in the port of Miami. Searching the internet, we found a variety of opinions on this new cruise line. Everything from it's a cruise for gay couples, to it's a 20-something rowdy booze cruise, to it's even a swingers cruise. Now in the Villages, we are familiar with unfounded stereotypes on how we live in the nation's largest retirement community, especially that swingers label. Therefore, are these opinions about Virgin Voyages equally unfounded, or is there some truth in the matter? So Jennifer and I decided to give Virgin Voyages a try and find out for ourselves. Arriving in Miami for a 5-night sailing aboard the Scarlet Lady to the Dominican Republic and Bahamas, it was apparent that some embarkation processes were very familiar with other cruise lines we had been on, and some things were very different. We had a set arrival time of 2 p.m., Having parked in the Virgin Terminal garage, it was a short walk to the baggage drop and check-in. Passengers on Virgin Voyages are referred to as sailors, and current-day technology is widely incorporated into these sailings. At check-in, you are issued a smart wearable named the Band. The Band functions as your room key, your access pass for getting on and off the ship, and for any onboard purchases you make. In the embarkation waiting area, very noticeable was the absence of children. Virgin Voyages are adults-only cruises. You must be 18 years old to sail. Also noticeable was the diversity of age groups on the ship. Many were younger than us, but some were older as well. On the ship, our cabin on Deck 8 was readily available. Walking the hallway to our cabin, the mood lighting made me wonder if we were on a cruise ship or in the House of the Rising Sun. By design, 86% of the cruise ship's cabins have a balcony. Now, we don't spend a lot of time in the cabin when on cruises, but this cabin does have two unique features worth noting. One is besides the standard table and chairs on the balcony, you have this Indonesian-style hammock, which is very comfortable. The other is while the bathroom is small, which is typical on cruise ships, you do have a rain shower head, which is very nice. As mentioned, Virgin got their start in the music business, and music plays an important role on board the ship to include the safety briefing, which we watched on the TV.
There's lights on the floor and escape route signage to guide you to your assembly station.
After the muster check-in of 100% of the passengers, we gathered on the pool decks. Now, you do not have the standard cruise director on these Virgin Voyages, but we did have an introduction by the primary staff.
Ahoy, my sailors, I'm Alexander Flair, and I'm here for you. You can catch me at Pop Quiz later this voyage. I'll be showing all of my best dance moves.
Ahoy, my gorgeous sailors! My name is Dr. Ashley Rose, and I never sleep alone. Come watch me in NSA tonight at 9:45 in the Manor.
This was followed by the beginning of the sail away party with free bubbly provided. Thankfully, it was time for dinner, or Jen may have been down in the pool twerking with the rest of the party. Now, an absolute standout on Virgin Voyages is the food, with 20 different eateries on board to include 6 restaurants, which would be considered specialty restaurants on other cruise lines. Thus, there is no main dining room, and each restaurant gets its own galley, executive chef, and team, meaning both the food and the service is outstanding. Best of all, these restaurants are free of charge to all passengers, although you do have to make reservations, which is easily done through the ship's app. Each venue also had its own bar with specific drinks, so if you want to go to one restaurant for a drink or snack and then to another for dinner, the ship is set up to do so. Our first dinner on board was in the wake. This is the largest restaurant on board and is located at the back of the ship, offering beautiful views of the ship's wake. Our recommendations for dinner is start with the clam chowder and corn custard. Our main was the filet mignon, and it was cooked perfectly. For dessert, don't pass up on the chocolate mousse with hazelnuts. The wake is also open for brunch. Our choices, the brioche French toast and crab's egg benedict. Also don't pass up on the brunch desserts. Extra Virgin is an Italian-inspired venue serving regional dishes and handmade pasta made daily. Start with mini meatballs and the beef antipasto. Our mains were potato gnocchi and pasta bolognese. All the dishes were outstanding. The Pink Agave is the Mexican restaurant, and the entry is an Instagram moment. Start with the guac and the street corn. The ribeye steak is fantastic, as well as the duck breast entree. Finish off with some choco tacos and bread pudding to die for. Meaning cheers or bottoms up in Korean. Goombay is the Korean barbecue restaurant featuring specially designed flameless grills built into the table so the diners can cook their own meals. Start off with some small traditional bowls of kimchi. The bibimbap is some of the best we've ever had. Go with a chef's combo to get a taste of several meats, all cooked at your table. The vegetarian vegan restaurant is called Razzle Dazzle, open for dinner and brunch. It gets its name and design from the practice of camouflaging ships during World War I using patterns of black and white paint. While vegetarian, it does have a naughty section on the menu where you can get a pork schnitzel, and we also had probably the best steak on the cruise in this restaurant. Add on some cheese tots, and you will not regret it. Finish with the Razzle Dazzle cake, or the rainbow churros, which looked strange but tasted great. The sixth restaurant, which we did not get a chance to enjoy for dinner as we were only on a 5-night cruise, is the Test Kitchen. Test Kitchen offers a 6-course tasting menu based on different ingredients. The entryway features lighting fixtures that mimic the periodic table to get people into the mood of the laboratory-like environment. Now, there is no buffet on this ship. Instead, there is the galley. This space is modeled after the popular food halls or marketplaces you'll find in many cities. The galley is where you can grab a quick, casual meal throughout the day. Menus are via QR code, and there are hard copies available. Orders are taken in person, although you can help yourself to cold and hot drinks at the tap-it stands. Brand sodas, pressed juices, drip coffee, and teas are available free of charge. 10 different international eateries are located in the galley, where food is made fresh to order. Diner and Dash serves breakfast 24 hours a day. The Daily Mix for healthy food serves yogurt and oatmeal dishes for breakfast, salads and soups for afternoon and evening. Well bread? Well, everything bread. Muffins, pastries, and flatbreads. Let's talk about it. Tacos and great burritos for breakfast and lunch. Burger Bar for all-day burgers. You gotta try that French toast burger. Noodle around for a bowl of miso or ramen. Hot off the press for your sandwich needs. Bento Baby for sushi. I could eat sushi every day. There is also a quick, easy stand for grab-and-go sandwiches and fruits. How about a popsicle stand? Lastly, the sweet side. Jen and I spent a lot of time at this counter. It was a non-stop sweet fest. Can I get a chocolate gingerberry? Hard decisions, Jen?
Yeah, I think I'll do the
Thank you very much.
tropical cheesecake. Just get another.
Outside the galley, you have several food venues on different decks. The Dock House, which has indoor seating and outdoor beach club-inspired space, is where you can get Mediterranean small plates like shrimp skewers, hanger steak, grilled octopus, and hummus. At the Sun Club Cafe, they specialize in Hawaiian poke bowls and Asian baos. With great outdoor seating on an upper deck, Jen opted for the 5-spice chicken bowl and I the tuna. Both were fantastic. The pizza place, pizza lovers can choose off the classic menu at this spot where pies are always made fresh, or design your own based on a variety of ingredients. At the Social Club Diner, get some tasty chicken wings. Finish with a look through the glass at the cookies, cakes, and fudge waiting to be picked. The last food venue is the ice cream counter. Lick me till I scream. Again, this is an adults-only cruise ship, so no need to explain that name to any kids on board. Now, if the free drip coffee will not suffice for your caffeine intake, then there are 2 Grounds Club stands on board to get that double shot latte with almond milk fix. These drinks, of course, are an upcharge. So after intaking all this great food, how do you lessen the guilt? Through exercise, of course. The second thing that Virgin does better than any other cruise line that we've been on is fitness, with a lot of real estate dedicated to it. From the massive B complex, which are 2 rooms dedicated to exercise, bike and burn, and build and balance. A first at sea, the ship has a raised dedicated running walking track above deck 16. There are several outdoor workout areas to include a boxing ring. There is a fully caged-in sports court. Fitness classes such as high-intensity interval training, bike spinning, and yoga are complimentary. Now for some classes, you do have to sign up on the app as they are capacity limited. We recommend registering soon after boarding so you don't miss out. And if you can't make a session, be sure to cancel so someone else can have your spot. One such class that we attended was the VHS workout. Videos, Headband Simmons, as in Richard Simmons.
All right, I have a very important question for you. How are you feeling this morning?
Wait, I did not wake up at 8 a.m. and put on booty shorts for you to be like, whoa.
So I'm gonna ask you again. How are you feeling this morning? Hey. All right, now the first part, sweat. That's what I like to see. We're glistening. Both of you.
Now, Jen was following the instructors really well. I, on the other hand, seemed to be a step or 2 behind. And nevertheless, it was a lot of fun. If you really want to look the part in this workout, pack an 80s themed outfit with leg warmers, headband, or scrunchie. Jen also participated in a 90s boy band dance class, which she said was a lot of fun.
Pull, push, right and hands and forward and back 2 times and forward and back 2 times and hit it. Yeah, come on, we're gonna try this with me.
Now that we have discussed the 2 things that Virgin does better than any other premium cruise line, that is the food and the exercise opportunities, let's see what they have done similar and different in ship design and operations. First, of course, they have passenger service desks to take care of any items face-to-face. Then there is the future cruise desks. There is a casino, of course, with plenty of slot machines and the standard gaming tables. Casinos are always a money maker for the cruise line and some lucky passengers. There are also plenty of bars located around the ship, with several having a specific theme, which is a commonality on cruise ships. Virgin Voyages, however, does not offer drink packages with all you can drink. Charges are by the drink, and their prices include gratuity and are comparable with 2 other cruise lines. They do have a prepaid bar tab option, and there are promotions where they add money to the tab. While most cruise ships have an atrium, the Scarlet Lady has a roundabout between decks 6 and 7. This is a gathering place for activities and to listen to music, whether it is a solo artist, or a DJ spinning vinyl from bands of the 80s and 90s. Just down from the roundabout is the Loose Cannon Social Club, which has a selection of free games available such as air hockey, foosball, and shuffleboard. Adjacent is the Free Arcade, which has a selection of classic video games like Space Invaders and Pac-Man. It was much better than this back in the day. On deck 6, besides the cruise ship standard beauty shop, barber shop, and retail stores, there is Squid Ink. Meet the first dedicated tattoo studio at sea. Now you may think this is a publicity stunt, but every time Jennifer and I went by here during open hours, there were passengers getting ink, a memorable and permanent souvenir. Outside is where the Scarlet Lady excels in social spaces, with an abundance of seating options. There are loads of outdoor day beds so you can catch some Caribbean sun or stay in the shade. Of course, the pool area is always a social hub. There is the main pool that was featured in the sail away party, and there is also a circular pool to cool off. There are a number of hot tubs located on this deck as well. Spaces such as the pool deck that are hubs for daytime activities have been designed to transform into lively night spots after sunset. Now, if you are wondering, is there a separate area for premium paying sailors? Yes, there is. Deck 16 is home to Richard's Rooftop, and you can guess who that's named after. This is reserved for passengers booked in suite cabins. It features a bar, dedicated lounge area, and hot tub. Now, Virgin does not conduct art auctions, but there is art displayed around the ship, although I am not sure what this is. There is definitely a nautical theme incorporated in the ship, even at and in the elevators. Another item Virgin does not do is try to sell you photos, but they do provide great backdrops for your own selfies, Instagram, and TikTok opportunities.
Put your money on the backseat. Don't give a hell about paparazzi, baby. You know they always trying to get me. $1 million looking icy. I can make it rain on you. I can make your dreams come true. But let me get this straight. Don't ever need no man to tell me what to do.
Like other cruise ships, Virgin Voyages has nightly entertainment, although these are unlike other cruise line shows. There are 4 headliners, and Jennifer and I attended 2 of them, Dual Reality and Ships in the Night, which we will show you some highlights in a minute. The show on the left, Never Sleep Alone, is staged in the Manor, hosted by Dr. Ashley Rose, who introduced herself at the sail away party. Going by Dr. A, she is the resident sexologist. Her show is an R-rated late-night cabaret that is not for the faint of heart. The other show we did not attend, which was on the first night of the voyage, was the untitled dance show Party Thing. This is in the Red Room, which is in the main theater and has the ability to convert into several seating venues, or in this case, in the middle, and the crowd gathers around the singers and dancers. Dual Reality, a show we attended and is likely the best show we have ever seen at sea, is based on the story of Romeo and Juliet, but I think it is more reflective of West Side Story with acrobatics. If you like Cirque du Soleil type performances, then you will love this show. The show that comes closest to the typical cruise line song and dance production is Ships in the Night. However, there's a heavy dose of stunning visual backgrounds to the singer and dancers' performances. Now, we never did figure out the theme to the production, but we did really enjoy it. Another act I have to mention is Carlos, the Uber driver drag queen, aka the Diva. Now, the Diva hosts several activities around the ship, but the main show is a cabaret in the Manor.
All gonna want to tag me in these pictures and follow me on Instagram. Say yes, Carlos. Yes, Carlos. Colors. Oh my gosh. You need to apologize to everyone in the room right now for what you just said. Hold on, I'm coming.
My bad.
Now who's ready to go around the world in 80 minutes with me? Make some noise. On the day, come on up here, sweetheart. Baby, stand right there for me. Now let's see. Who can we see here? You're gonna walk all the way to the bar and back here like you're on the runway of Paris Fashion Week. Now,
A bit of advice on any show in the Manor: if you sit on the cabaret floor, you are apt to become part of the show. To avoid this, sit in the balcony. You also have the opportunity to do your own singing in the groupie. The groupie is 4 separate private karaoke rooms that can be booked free of charge for 1 hour-long sessions.
So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me, touching you. Sweet Caroline.
I don't think that performance will get us into the Groupie Hall of Fame, but it was a lot of fun. Virgin Voyages does not have a formal night, so leave that tux at home. However, pack something red because everything turns red on Scarlet Night, especially the ship. There is plenty of pop-up entertainment around the ship to include dancers, singers, the cast of Dual Reality, and the gamers. This young lady explained the story of Scarlet Night and the main protagonist, a giant octopus. Around midnight, expect the party to move out around poolside. Besides the entertainment, there is, of course, other activities on the ship, especially on sea days. Virgin Voyages really encourages the use of their app, not only to book reservations for restaurants and exercise classes, but also to track the daily activities. To accommodate the use of mobile devices, you will find charging ports throughout the ship. These just happen to be in the galley. They do have paper copies of A Glance at the Day. These can be picked up at several locations, including Sailor Services. Additionally, there are screens near the elevators that list the upcoming activities. For those looking for active competition, there is dodgeball and something called college games.
2, 1, dodgeball!
Jen likes puzzle and trivia competitions.
As long as it's close enough and I can read it phonetically, I'm going to count it. But Paper, scissors, go. On go, you're gonna give us your weapon of choice, got it?
There is also some arts and crafts. We thought this community painting of a canvas was rather unique. Now, we are not going to address our shore excursions as this video is long enough. In a separate video we published on the channel, we highlighted the waterfalls tour we did in the Dominican Republic, and it was a blast. And shortly we'll have a video out on Bimini, where Virgin has their own beach club. Arriving back in Miami on the final morning, we departed the boat at 10:30 a.m. as Sir Richard reminded us in the elevator that everyone unfortunately has to leave the ship. So to answer the question, were we too old for a Virgin voyage? Well, when we returned home, I received this email from Virgin, where previous sailors had answered the same question. That is, we also found the sailors on board were between the ages of 20 and 80. Likewise, we would agree that age is not important in determining if a Virgin voyage is right for you, but personal preferences are. If you are a 20-something picky eater who likes set dining times, formal nights, and review-style entertainment, then Virgin Voyages is likely not for you. But if you are a 60-something foodie who is active and finds an acrobatic love story entertaining, then you will have a good time on a Scarlet Lady. So Jennifer and I will be back on a Virgin Voyage in the future. However, we have some planned cruises on other lines in the near term, and we will ensure to highlight them on our channel as well. So that's all for this video. I hope you have a nice day, and we'll see you on the next one.